Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Back on Track, Trackside. A little different today. uh, Steve can't be here. Well, he's going to be in chat, I hope, at least there. He's got a new puppy at the house, so their place is kind of crazy, I guess. And Allie's still taking care of her parents. And Shanna's still sleeping, I guess. I don't know what he's doing anymore. But now we're back on the channel. Shannon did get me fixed up with the channel credentials, so we can now do it from here instead of over on my channel, which is a good thing. And Lee from Anfield Road is here today. And if anybody else would like to come on, we're just gonna talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I have nothing planned. I was out late last night, so I'm not in tip-top shape either. But anyway, we'll talk trains and stuff. So you guys just let us know what you want to talk about, and we'll go for it.
That sounds a good plan.
So what are you working on, Lee?
At the moment, I've got a couple of projects on the go that I've been working on. I've been doing a lot of me scratch build buildings that I do that are on the workbench. That I've done recently. I've just finished that one and put a door on it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But at the moment, I've moved my camera up onto the top because I'm gonna rip this fence out and I've got a new fence to put in. That fence there, I'm taking all that fence out and I've got a new fence to put in.
Oh, okay.
So it's all coming out, and I thought, what better way to bring it out than do it on a live?
Well, while you're doing that, I'll go by and say hello to everybody in the chat. And Dwayne's here from Fork and Spoon.
Hello,
and
Dwayne.
William New Fenders is here. Steve, but we're not going to talk to him. Good morning, Al. Al's here and Roy's here.
Drew put some recent good videos up recently.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I've seen Drew. I do follow Drew's Fork and Spoon.
I don't get on near as many as I used to. I've been so busy here lately, and then of course doing this and my channel, I've just been too busy.
Yeah, it does take a lot out here doing stuff.
Jason's here, and Jason, I do apologize. I could have probably gone to the show with you last weekend, but I wasn't sure when that the memorial for that friend of mine was going to be. So I apologize for that, but we'll catch up next time, and we'll get one that we can both get to. Excuse me. Okay, so Steve was painting. He was doing some. If you've probably seen his Facebook page or his channel, he was doing some little front end loaders for his coal mine, and he was having to paint those. So that was kind of fun to watch.
It's fun watching people paint figures.
Yeah. Trying to hold that little thing and paint it too. But he did a pretty good job on them, I thought. Hey, Carl's here.
Hello, Carl. Bangor Junction.
Steve, let's see. Who won game night? Steve wants to know who won game night. My daughter and I won the last hand of spades. We swapped partners about halfway through the night. But I think that was the only game I won, was the last hand of spades. I know we played hearts. I won the last game of hearts is what it was. So anyway, I won just to get home, I think. Anyway, if anybody'd like to come on, here's the link, and we'll get you on here and we'll talk about some stuff.
trying to find me pin vise. I'd moved it. The way you do it, I thought, right, they can go over there. So I don't know if we'll keep them.
And Steve, you're going to have to show that puppy on camera sometime. Brenda wants to see it. I told her you had one, and she did the typical, oh. So you're going to have to show it to us sometime. Yeah, again, I apologize, guys, for today. It's I was out late. I was not prepared for today at all. And then Steve tells me this morning he's not going to be on, so I'm glad Lee's here. So I'm not sitting here just looking at the camera.
Yeah, no, I thought, well, I'll come and help out. I've been meaning to do this fence for a bit, and I thought, what better way to try and do it? I mean, I was going to do it today, so I thought, what better way to come and hang out with modelers? And
there you go. There you go. I've been struggling getting the wiring for the lights on the coal tower put in where I can.
Is it fine wire as well?
Yeah, but I didn't do mine. The problem was I put the roof on it before I thought about getting real lights in it, because it had, light fixtures, but it was just wire. It wasn't, they didn't work. And I thought it'd be really cool to get some.
Of a hiccup, really.
Yeah. So I had the roof on it, and I'd really tear it up if I tried to take the roof off of it now. But I can get in there to it. It's just not easy. So
yeah. When you put that reef on, it's like when you put a reef back on the build, whatever you do, you can't get back into it.
Yeah. Well, I see, and there's stuff above that roof too. So once you put it on, it's got to be glued on. You can't put it on there where it can come off, and it's got rafters underneath it. So even if you could get it off, you still can't get into it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll get it done. It's just going to take a little longer than I had planned, and I haven't had enough time this week to do it. So.
Yeah, I noticed because you didn't do any lives. I thought you would have done an odd live. Sometimes you usually do.
Yeah, I may do a live stream sometime this week working on it. I don't know. It just depends on how my week goes. Well, my work, it's warmed up here quite a bit, so work is kind of picking up too.
Oh, that's what you want.
So that keeps me, that'll keep me busy and
yeah, what you want. Trying to keep busy. I don't believe it.
But everyone wants to know when Steve's going to DCC.
I don't believe I've just done that.
I don't think that's going to happen, Bernard. I told him if he ever changes over to the HO stuff that he's got a whole garage full of, that's when you change the DCC.
Much, Claude. I'm not DCC with mine. I'm 26 foot of 2 tracks and 4 sidings, and I'm only AC.
Yeah.
I don't see the point if all my trains I run on it, and mainly it'd have to be all hardwired, so I don't see that. It'd be a lot of hassle.
Yeah. Oh, I can see if you already had an existing layout that wasn't. Yeah, it'd be a pretty good undertaking to swap it over. It wouldn't be impossible, but
where I'm working now, where I am here, on this board is the original board that was here. I've added the rest to it. I will spin the camera around at some point and I'll do a tour of the layout if we get a chance to.
Yep. Dwayne, the propeller is a 34 diameter, 20 pitch prop for an RC airplane, actually. It goes on a 62cc motor with a 2.5 to 1 reduction drive on it. So it sounds, it was actually this particular propeller was on a Fokker D7 third scale, and it sounded really good because you could hear with the silencer he had on the muffler, you could really hear the prop come through with that big prop, and it sounds really good. But yeah, it's a pretty good chunk of wood. But that one was actually broken just a little bit. A friend of mine who just passed away a couple weeks ago, that was one of his, and he lost it in the pits one day, and it rolled into my airplane. So I said, "Well, that's my propeller now," and I brought it in here and put it on the wall. But yeah, it's a pretty good chunk of wood. It probably weighs about 3 pounds, probably at least. Yeah, Bernard, that is a good sized airplane. You can get away with it in the World War I stuff because they were such small airplanes to start with, most of them, and most of the fighters. Third scale P-51, say, would be huge and really be. It's not that they're not out there; they are out there, but usually the bigger the airplane you go with, the smaller the scale. Anyway, that's what that's from. It's just kind of and now it's a memory to him because he passed away a couple of weeks ago, broke his leg, and health went downhill, and he passed away. So, it's another memory of him for me because we were really good friends. We used to travel together to all the shows and stuff like that. Bill, he's not doing that because he's lazy. No, I don't think he's got the room unless he moves all his tools out of his garage.
I'd love to go DCC with mine, but it's wired up for DCC. I've got droppers everywhere. I could go DCC. It's the locos I run. All my locos I run would have to be hardwired.
Yeah. Bernard, no, I did not. I didn't know you sent some to me. Shoot them to me again. I would like to see them. I can shoot you back some pictures of mine that I had. Of course, I only had one third scale personally, but I built two for other members. One was a D7, and the other one was a DR1 triplane. And that third scales take up a lot of room in the shop, for sure. They don't look so big at the field, but more when you get them in the shop, they're huge. Thank you, Dwayne. Yeah, it was kind of a shock. I mean, wasn't expected for sure, but that's the way life is. You never know. So Carl wants to know, Lee, is it true your wiring is glued together?
Nah. Where are you off on that one, Carl? It's soldered. All my droppers are soldered. I spent a lot of time soldering my wiring on my track. I like doing soldering. Wiring is my favourite thing. I love soldering wires together.
Yeah, I don't mind the soldering part. Of course, having been a plumber, I did a lot of copper pipe soldering, so it's not quite the same, but the principles are still the same.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason's there. Sorry, Jason. I just now looked down and saw you.
See, that's all good.
This is why when you're doing it by yourself, it's hard to keep up with it.
Trust me, I know. I know.
All right, Jason.
How you doing this
Hope
morning?
everyone's having a good day today.
Oh, well, it'll get there. I was up late last night. I probably didn't get in bed till 12:30 or 1 o'clock, something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were at my daughter's house having game night. So, yeah, and we had a good time. So that was good. But the next day sometimes isn't so great.
I hear you.
So what are you working on now? I haven't been over to your channel in ages. I got to get over and see some videos because I know you're doing some stuff.
So I did a video the other day, and it was Rick Bailey's challenge, Pass the Throttle. And I finally got a chance to do it. And so I had Junior running an op session, and we noticed a couple of areas in the industrial complex where the plow of the locomotive would stick to the track.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally figured it out. It wasn't the track. There was where the two sheets of plywood joined together. I screwed in a 1x4 underneath to kind of, bring them together.
Level them up.
It created a sag.
Huh.
So it was catching. And so I had to get in there, and that's actually going to be on the layout update for tomorrow.
That's an Arkansas ditch, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what they call that?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Yeah, they got those here in Oklahoma too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I found something inside my mountain that I'm going to have to fix that's similar to that. And before I put the mountain on it, I couldn't tell. It looked flat. Trains run over it okay. But now that I've seen it from inside and down at track level, I'm going, oh, this is not going to be good down the road, I can tell. So I've got to get in there and try and tear that out without taking the track out.
right.
So that I can level that spot down some, but because I know
I've got a couple of spots in the helix like that because the plow will drag and it makes like a squeak noise.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, let's see if I can find a turnout real quick. It was catching where your throw rails. See if I can get that in camera. It was catching right here.
Yeah, on the hinge.
So, I mean, it's like every time you would run the locomotive, it was right here on the layout. I'd have to pick the front of it up. And it just got frustrating and annoying. And I'm like, well, this is a good reason why to participate in these challenges because it gives you the opportunity to find the things that need fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So, and so now I've got one here and I've got another one over there, and I haven't even attempted to do the hump in the middle of the yard yet. I'm going to kind of say that for later.
Yeah, I know. Like I say, I found that one inside the tunnel, and I'm going to have to do it from in there. And then it's not real close to my access point. It's going to be at arm's length. And trying to get the road bed, the cork. I'm hoping to be able to just peel the cork out of there, let the track come back down, and then shim it from there. And because you can't see it from outside, so if I can just get it running smooth. The problem is that's all hand laid track.
Yeah.
So I don't know how if it was. That part of it is hand laid because it's just before it goes back out. So I hand laid that part, but most of that inside the tunnel and the return loops is all flex track. But I didn't do that right there, and I'm pretty sure if I remember right, it's hand laid. So it's not going to be easy to peel that out from underneath it and fix it because all your ties are glued to the cork. And that's what's got to come out is that cork, or I've got to shave the cork down enough that it'll drop down.
Right.
I haven't tackled it yet, so I don't know.
And that was the same thing for me. In order for me to get to the screws, because right here's the joint, I had to peel up all the track. So, and I was even good enough to make sure that I did not put my magnet on an elbow.
Yeah.
So I still got 2 more pieces to put in, and then I can shift my focus to the other side. That one's going to be a little more tedious because there's more turnouts and stuff, and it is what it is. You just got to take care of it.
Yeah, well, and it's best to do it before you get a lot of scenery on it. That's for sure.
Right.
Because then you can do everything. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go over the standard gauge with fine tooth comb because it's all been in for a while now. and but everything's been sitting on top of it that I'm using for scenery and everything else. And I haven't touched it in a year. Part of it I haven't even touched it in a year. So I've got to do a lot of testing of that before I start getting more scenery onto it, which is getting ready to happen. So yeah, I'll be in there testing more trains and stuff, but I just don't have any room up there other than what I've got up there already. And
Right.
it's all sitting on top of the layout. So I need to organize better, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean that's me too. It's sometimes you can try to be as organized as you want, and you don't have enough space to organize the way you need to.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at.
And invariably, I did clean up for an update that I did, and I cleaned everything off the track so you could see what I was doing and stuff like that. And then when you go back to working on it, slowly but surely, everything comes back out because you got to have it, And of course, then you can't find half the stuff that you put up, so you forget where you put it. Because I just took it through some of that stuff. I just threw in boxes, tried to keep it fairly organized that way, but just trying to get it in something I could get it off the layout. And there's still stuff in there I can't find. I do know where my re-railers are, though. Steve lost his re-railer again.
Oh man!
I know. We're going to get a leash for him.
You're going to have to drill a hole. I think they come with a hole in it, don't they?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, just put one of those key rings on it and just make them wear a lanyard with it.
Yeah. We'll have to do something. Of course, he's got a new puppy now. It's liable to chew it up if it gets on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, some more guys are in. John's here. Hey, John. James Galton. Oh.
Hey, guys.
How you doing? Kind of a crazy day today. Lee's back. I'm getting put back in here. There we go.
I don't know, for some unknown reason, something went wrong and I don't know what. I'm blaming Heath.
I'm so glad he did that because now it makes it easy.
I know.
We have something solid to blame.
Anything goes wrong, we always blame Heath.
Yep.
I'm telling you, if there's any video on my channel to watch, it's the Pass the Throttle one, because every time that snowplow got stuck, I always blamed Heath.
Oh, I've seen that.
And my son was like, "What did he do? He's not even here."
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a good video you done with.
He's a good guy.
With Little Freak.
It's a lengthy video. It's like an hour and a half long because it is a full ops session. Yeah. But I mean, you got straight comedy through the whole thing.
Yeah. I'll have to go watch it.
Right, you need to go and watch it, Claude. It was a good video he done.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it. I'll have to do it while I'm on the bench or something.
Yeah,
I can watch it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Stuff like that's what makes this hobby so much fun, though. Is especially if you can laugh at yourself. I don't have a lot of patience for somebody who can't laugh at herself.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because we all screw up and all that kind of stuff, and you just got to be able to do it.
Exactly. You've always got to have something go wrong on the layout.
Yeah.
Well, and the whole thing about all this is supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're having fun, so it's okay to make laughs and jokes and play along with it. I mean, you got Heath that we blame everything for, and then of course you got Rick Bailey, who's a Christmas tree. So
yeah, he's knock on wood.
Oh, hey Joe, how you doing? Oh my goodness. Yeah, you got to be able to laugh at yourself. And I learned that early on because my name being Claude, of course, I got called Dirt Claude and Claude Hopper. In fact, Hopper is my nickname that was given to me in high school. And then my last name's Chris, spelled like Christ. So I got called JC and Jesus and everything else in school too. So you have to be able, the thing I found out real quick was when people would make fun of you, laugh along with them. Or make fun of yourself first, and then they have no ammo.
Right.
And so, it's a whole lot easier to do that, and then just let the rest of it roll off your back because it's, life's too short to get hung up on petty crap like that. So.
And then the other thing is like typically with, when people make jokes at you, it's because they don't hate you. They actually like you. They're trying to have fun with you at your expense.
Yeah.
So if you laugh with them, it just makes everything so much better.
Well, that's
It does.
the friend of mine that just passed away. We had driven to Dayton, Ohio. It's about 11 and a half hours from here. And of course, we just every time we stopped for gas, we'd switch, driving and stuff. And we were really good friends. I mean, had been together for 5 or 6 years before the first trip up there, and we were doing that, bantering at each other all the time, And we got up there and we're setting up our tents and pulling our planes out and stuff like that. And we're just at each other, just And guys pulled up next to us, and after about 30 minutes, they go, "Man, you guys sound like an old married couple." We'd be going, "Get your crap out of my way," and all, that kind of stuff. It didn't mean any of it at all. It was just
Right.
the way we were doing it. So yeah. And I played in a golf foursome that, if you didn't have thick skin, you weren't going to stay there very long. But we always had a good time. Yeah, Steve and I do that. I mean, I give Steve a hard time all the time, but he knows it's in jest. It's not, and it's fun. It's not.
That's just like, yeah, and that's just like us STS guys. All 5 of us give each other a hard time.
Yeah.
And we all enjoy it. It's camaraderie.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a good way to bond. So Lee's about got that fence done. What's that fence?
One more piece.
Hey Lee, what's that fence for anyway?
It's to stop there's a big cliff at the end of it.
Okay.
It's as you can see, I've got the viaduct, and there's a drop at the end of it. There's a big hill. I'll move the camera in a different angle in a minute.
Okay. Looks like an Arkansas ditch.
Yep.
It is. Yeah.
To me, that looks like what we call Catarine Creek.
Yeah, it probably is, but it's got a big long. Bear with me. I'll take the camera off and show you.
Oh, Dwayne says this is a safety barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, look, there's a drop. That's all me. The mountain. I done the scenery on that mountain on there. Got to be viaduct with the water, and it's not real water. All it is varnish, but it's got all scatter in it at the moment.
Yeah, being a ditch like that, it's going to collect all the trash from working on your railroad too.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yep.
It does.
Well,
It collects it all. The best place I do like though is my church ground. My memorial ground with the there, and I've got my church and my memorial ground and everything. You can't see me memorial. Memorials there. Just I'll move camera and do it. Basically, there's my memorial.
It looks like flowers.
it would be poppies, I think.
They're actual the reeves, the proper reeves. My other half made them. I made the crosses, and then we just got little like plastic flower things that I glued onto the crosses. Are made out of coffee stirrers.
Okay.
When my church lights up, then I've got another railway station at the back. There. I've got me. I need to do a run round of the track, but I can't get any flux to do soldering. I've got about 30 more droppers to put on to get power all round the track. But I've got power short, and until I get me flux, I can't do no soldering. and none of my shops have got any of the flux, any of the electrical shops. So I'm limited. Well, that's my little shop area with the train station at the back, another train station. Then you go, let's see if I can get a little bit further. I may unplug my camera and take it down to my industrial area. I've got my industrial area here. These sidings are gonna have sheds on at some point. I've got these sheds to put on here, but I don't know what I'm putting on this industrial area. I haven't decided what I'm doing on the industrial area. Yeah, it's all that end of the layout is done, but this end is all the industrial area, and I haven't decided what I'm doing because I have got my cattle market that's there with my cattle trailer. Then I've got my little area there of my area of my little fueling tanks that I do. I'm building little sheds at the moment that are going to go down there, but I don't know if I'm going to just make a scrapyard somewhere down here. I'm not sure yet. I'm umming and ahhing what to do. I just don't know what different things are going round to say to add stuff to it. It's all about adding stuff, but I don't know what to do. It's all different ideas going round. And then you come up. I'll go round there. And I've got my garage, my Anfield Road, train station, it's a Metcalf, all the fence I built myself.
Anfield Road, I see your sign.
Yeah, that's the other half made them. Jockey made them. It's usually in Heath. I don't know, she may be watching. She hasn't commented, so I don't know. I did send her the link. And then that's me. This is the first rock face I'd ever done out of plaster cloth.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad, but I think I could weather it better than that.
Well, it's not a hard thing to do, but it takes a little bit of doing to figure out how you want it to look.
Yeah,
right.
That's the problem I've got. I don't know. I like how it is, but the way I painted it, I just painted it with burnt umber and then took black over it. But I don't know if it still needs little bits doing to it. I'm still learning with the on weathering and dry brushing. I'm still learning with, but my scatter, I can do brilliant on my scatter. That's all my scattered areas I've always done.
Yeah, it's all about what you're trying to get it to look like. You know, if you've
Right.
got a particular rock or something that you're looking at, you know, that's what you're after. It may not look like somebody else's because you're modeling a different area. So
yeah,
it's all about what you're trying to get accomplished with it, whether it's real or not.
I've been messing around as well with sand as well for areas using as dirt for dirt roads.
Okay, he's here. We can blame him for the seasick. So anybody that's seasick now from Lee's camera, we blame Heath.
I'm putting it back down now. I'm going to put
it's Heath's fault.
I'll put it on the workbench. I'll find something to do on the workbench. I'll find something to do on the workbench, and I'll just blame Heath.
Well, thanks for the tour.
It's okay. It's okay, Claude.
Steve's not puppy sitting. He's sitting like a puppy. That's what he meant.
Sitting like a puppy.
Yeah.
It's what it's trying to pass time, isn't it? I've lost the little screw for me.
Got that good old man stuff. So I was going to talk about something, and then then Lee started his tour, and I forgot what I was going to say.
Just blame me.
No, well, no, I blame Heath.
Yeah,
It's
that's
always
his
Heath's
fault.
fault.
Yeah, just
All
blame.
his fault.
It didn't take much for something to go right out of my head anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just one step away from being senile anyway.
Yeah, I've got to make a new piece of fence.
Sounds like you need your re-railer, Claude.
I know where mine are. I've got an HO re-railer and an HON3. I got two HON3 re-railers.
Yeah,
But I had to modify those.
got,
I found a place
I've got
that
one
had
somewhere.
it. I found a hobby shop that had one, but I had to modify it to get the wheels to roll, to get it to roll down, because where the wheels come down on the re-railer, it just dropped off the end of the re-railer. Instead of having the grooves there where the rails fit in,
Right.
It rolls out on the rail. So I had to make those grooves on it. But
Oh, wow.
it works just fine. The other one the second one I haven't modified yet, but I probably won't ever have to. But I bought two of them because if I ever lost one, I wanted to have the other one. So
I need to clean track so I can try and do a running video. I've had no trains running since I've done the last challenge that was Wilma's challenge.
What challenge is that?
The not bad.
Wilma
challenge.
Yeah. And there's a lot of challenges out there. A lot.
Oh, there is.
I know. I've lost track.
People are still doing them now, aren't they?
I know Heath was trying to keep up a list of it, and then it would be like we would watch somebody's video not being subscribed to another channel, and they create a challenge.
Yeah.
And like, well, who's this people? And then you have to go check them out so you subscribe to them.
Yeah, they're all.
There's easily over 100.
It's all stupid, all doing the challenges.
Yeah.
I've never.
We're getting an echo somewhere.
I started painting a little person.
I think it's Lee. That's great.
It may be. With is acrylic.
It's not when he speaks; it's when you speak, Jason. But
I hear it on
it's doing when I speak too.
So it's got to be Lee.
Yeah.
What the feedback?
We'll fix him.
It's that guy.
Yeah. See, it went. Yeah, it went away, didn't it?
Then it's me.
Yeah, Lee, you've got a secondary speaker on somewhere.
Yeah, and I need to put headphones on. Powered speakers.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to drop out. I've got a busy day today. I got to run into Little Rock and go pick some stuff up before some of the places close at noon. So,
alrighty. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for letting me on and chat with you for a little bit. And it's good to see you too, Lee. And I will get y'all around.
When's your next video out?
Do what?
When's your next video out?
I'm hoping to have one out tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
So I'm hoping. I'm going to have to film it today so that way I can get everything straightened out and hopefully get it released tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Look forward to seeing that.
All righty. Well, y'all take care.
All righty. Thanks again, Jason.
Yep. Thank y'all. Bye.
See you later.
Yeah, it was me. I didn't have the headphones in. I unplugged my headphones, didn't I? That's me all day, Claude.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it's been crazy around here lately.
Oh, it has?
Yeah, well, just life in general.
Yeah, it has.
I was trying to look at, trying to read chat.
Yeah, read chat for a bit. I may have a guy worth doing something on the workbench.
Oh, okay. So what do you guys want to talk about? Anybody else want to come on? Here, let me get this on here. There's the link.
How long have you been into Metal Railroad and then Claude?
Oh, I've been in it. Well, I started years and years ago. Of course, I had train set as a kid, but I really got hooked on the scale stuff when I was 5 or 6, something like that, at Pomona County Fair. Um, had a huge layout there, and I was fascinated with just the miniaturization of it. So all that any of that kind of miniaturization like that, I've always been attracted to. They had a ride at Disneyland where it was fairy tale book ride or something like that, where you went in a boat and they had these little miniature scenes all over. I used to like that kind of stuff too. I just thought it was really cool to see something miniature that looked like something full size.
Yeah.
And so that's how I kind of got into it. And I had trains up through high school, and then of course you go to college, and then you get married, and the kids come along. And I had an N scale for a little while when the kids were little, but once they got up into sports, and I was coaching their sports teams and all that kind of stuff, and it was like, no, I just don't have time. Or the room, I lost all the room too then. So I didn't get back into it until about 2.5 years ago.
And what, have you got HO now then, have you?
I'm sorry?
Have you got HO now, have you then, Claude?
HO, yeah, I'm HO and HON3. So I'm HO scale, but I'm standard gauge and narrow gauge.
Ah.
So I've got some dual gauge track on my layout. Hand laid most of it.
Yeah.
Most of the upper deck probably won't be hand laid just because it's going to be hard to get up there to do that. But I've got flex track for that, and it's all narrow gauge anyway. Yeah. You won't be able to see the hand laid up there, so I'll probably just use the flex track that I've got for up there.
That's half of mine is flex track. One track isn't flex track. One of my tracks is original steel track. I have got one track that's an original steel triangle track.
Mm-hmm.
And how my layout come about, I come up in the loft, and that's how it come about. And I thought, I'm going to carry this on where the viaduct is, and where I am in this area was here, but no scenery on it, and I just put the scenery on it. And I just thought, I'm going to carry this on. And I thought, I'm getting to like this. And then I started my YouTube channel as my normal name. And then I thought, this YouTube channel started getting bigger. I'm thinking, I'm enjoying this. I'm making a lot of new friends and everything. And I enjoy doing the videos. I enjoy going up on panels with different communities like this one, and enjoy showing people what I do. I do a regular stream on a Sunday that is 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 o'clock in the evening my time. I do a scratch build series. I have people come up showing what they're doing for their layout.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I enjoy, mixing with the community, and it's what it's all about, the community trying to mix with.
Oh yeah, and the other thing that was great is having something like this to do when I know a lot of people were in areas where they couldn't go out very much at all. Yeah. And so to have something like this to do, because they talked about, suicide rates and alcoholism and all that kind of stuff. And most of those people like that have nothing like this to do. Not that this is the only thing you can be doing, but having a hobby in general, I think, is a great thing for later in life when you quit working. Also for when you have something like we've had here where you just can't do anything, can't go out anywhere else. You can always turn to this. So
I'm the same. My work, when we first went on lockdown, my work went, can I do security on events? My work went, and I just thought, I'm going to plough myself in with the channel, and I got into me YouTube, doing a lot of scenery. Then I started watching a lot of people doing the scratch builds, and I started doing the scratch builds myself. And I found doing the scratch builds out of cocktail sticks, stirrers, coffee stirrers, everything. I found them dead relaxing to do. I'll sit there if I'm doing nothing, and I'll be drawing up something I'm going to try and scratch build.
Yeah, just having something to do with your hands, I think, is the big thing for me. I don't even have to have the YouTube, although that's enhanced the community part of it. But having the hobby in the first place is what really, for me, was the important thing. Of course, if I wasn't doing this, I'd have been doing something else.
Yeah.
You know,
Same.
I'm not shy to go out and find something. Of course, I was building airplanes before, so I had that for 15 years before I got back to the trains. So
Yeah.
very similar kind of thing, and building with my hands, all that kind of stuff. Oh, there's Anthony. Hey, Anthony. Sorry about
Hello,
that.
Anthony.
Oh, no,
The
you're fine.
screen that I see that you come on in the
Yeah,
studio
it's way at the
behind my
bottom.
phone. It's behind my phone, so I don't see it.
Yeah.
How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Doing great. I was sitting here watching y'all too. I figured I'd jump up.
Oh, I like the picture behind you.
Yeah,
I've been there a few times.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah. No, you was talking about, having a hobby is a good thing. I got a friend, of course, my state, we locked down for the first 3 months and that was it. But when my friend he works for the courthouse and he was talking about the rate of divorces that shot up.
Oh yeah, everybody's stuck together. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you when you're in certain areas and you're forced to be in a house with someone 24/7, you become to find out sometimes you might not have made the right decision.
Yeah. Yeah, you may not have done.
Well, I made my decision a long time ago, so it was, I've known my wife since ninth grade, so we've been married almost 42.
Yeah, that's like me and Jimmy C was talking. To us, we've been beat up, banged up, and crippled for a good while now, so we were used to being isolated, so it was no biggie to. Yeah, we already had pre-training.
Well, the mountain on my layout, most of that got done last summer, when we were doing bean shows. And even when we weren't doing bean shows, Steve and I'd get on, not on YouTube, just on video chatting and work on stuff. And man, got so much stuff done that I probably wouldn't gotten done as quickly as I did because it's all we had to do.
Yeah, you had the motivation.
Yeah. So it was nice to have, but it still baffles me when people say, "Well, I don't have a hobby." I'm like, not anything,
Yeah, that's like most of my stuff on my layout was done in a week. Then most people take 3 or 4 months because you had to do a little here, a little there. My biggest thing was ordering stuff and getting it.
Yeah, well, that's still a problem.
Yeah,
that's still a problem. I've ordered something I had ordered the 1st of February. And the guy that's making it, he's in the YouTube community, I'm pretty sure. And he made the shipping label for it.
Yeah.
So I saw that on the tracking, but that was a month ago, and he still hadn't shipped it. So he's so far behind on what he's making that I bought from him that. But I'm not in a hurry for it, so it's not that big a deal.
Well, that's like Woodland Scenic, I felt so bad. I've called them back several times, and they just told me not to worry about it because a few times I've ordered stuff and waited, and then I'd get that message: "Oh, your package may have been lost. If you don't have it by this date, please call us." So, the date would come. I'd call them. Well, the first thing they do, "Oh, we're sorry. Here's your money back." Well, 4 days later, the package shows up.
Yep. I've had that happen too.
And they're just like, "Hey, that one's on us. Keep it."
I bought something on eBay just last week. Now it's been a little longer than that ago, and it shipped out right away from St. Louis.
Yeah.
And it went to Des Moines, Iowa, and said it was delivered.
Yeah.
And so I messaged the guy, and he said, "Oh, I've had that happen before." He said, "It should show up." He said, "If it doesn't, let me know." And sure enough, about 2 days later, it shows coming back down to Tulsa. So why it went to Des Moines, who knows?
I was like the bridge I bought that's crossing the little river coming off my lake, on my layout. And I got a notification from Alexa, package arrived, and I'm like, what? Because I got cameras all around my house, and as soon as you step off the sidewalk, motion sensor goes off and lets me know you're in the yard. And I'm like, well, I never had any. So I get out and I'm looking on the porch and I'm looking, I don't see nothing. And then I come back and I look it up and get the track number. It says delivered in Humble, Texas. So I called them And the lady goes, well, sir, it was delivered today. I said, yes, ma'am. But look on there where it says it was delivered. She said, yeah, it was delivered in Humble, Texas. I said, well, I live in DeRidder, Louisiana. I said, it was delivered, but not where it was supposed to go.
Not to the right place. Yeah. Well, I'd sent some stuff. It's been, 6-7 months ago, I guess now, maybe longer than that, up to Nancy up in Seattle.
Yeah.
There's some HO stuff I wasn't using. She was going to switch over to HO, so I just boxed them. I had a pretty good sized box of stuff, and I was just sending to her. Well, it had the right address on it, but when they put the tracking number on it here in town, the tracking number was for something that was going to Vermont. So it went from here to Dallas, to LA, to Seattle, then to Jersey City, then back to Seattle, then back to Jersey City. And it got almost, it got to Springfield, Massachusetts once. It didn't ever quite get to Vermont before they'd send it back. So I finally called the guy up in Seattle, and he said, I'll look for it when it comes through and try to catch it. Because what they were doing was just scanning it. And of course, the scanner's saying, okay, it goes over here. Well, the address was right. And the funniest thing is she lived about 6 blocks from the place it was coming in Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it took a month to get it to her. It's crazy.
Yeah, but no, that's exactly what it is.
Yep, that's the Highline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that a mural on your wall, or?
That's my green screen behind me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. But that's like that bridge I ordered. At first they said, well, we'll refund your money. I said, well, no, just go ahead and and send me another one. She goes, well, they're not, that was like, apparently I had got the last one in their stock. And I said, well, I just said, just leave it there. And she goes, no, because she goes, I really couldn't tell you when we'll get it back in stock. So she said, we'd rather just give you money back. But apparently what happened, they can figure what happened. The guy wasn't paying attention and grabbed it out of the assortment and put it in his route, or they just threw it on, that old saying, throw it on the truck, keep it moving,
Yeah.
And he scanned it and left it someone else, and whoever got it apparently just kept it. Of course, I guess, some people you come home got a free package on your porch.
Yeah. Well, see, then around here we've had the porch pirates are fairly active.
Oh yeah.
So you have to, if anything, time I've got something coming, I want to know the day it's going to get there. So
well, we had a short, and I do mean short, brief of porch pirates, but the problem is they didn't look into the laws of this state. See, we have open Constitution carry, so you don't have to have a concealed permit. So everybody and his grandma carries a firearm here, okay? I know people. I can go to church and point 8 or 9 people I know sitting there packing.
Yeah.
Especially with all the church crap that happened in the past. But
yeah,
a few of them just say they got the package, but they didn't make it too far off the porch. Yeah. I don't know about you, but there was one girl here got shot up 7 times for a hairdryer.
Oh wow.
And I don't know about you, my life's worth a lot more than a hairdryer that I can go to dollar store and buy for $10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched the video on we've got the Ring doorbell and camera and stuff on the driveway, and of course then you have the neighborhood thing that shows up on there. And somebody had posted a video of some lady just walks up. Of course, she's wearing a mask, right?
Yeah.
So you can't see who she is.
That made it easier for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But what she stole, she didn't steal a package. She came up and stole their welcome sign. It had about a 5-foot tall sign that said welcome on it. Mm-hmm. And then she took the doormat and some little sign she had in her flower bed right there by her sidewalk and walks off. It's like, what are you going to do with that,
It sounded like somebody that was redecorating.
Well, rather they'll take it and they'll put it on eBay or something like that.
Yeah.
And sell it, or try to. But yeah, pretty silly actually.
Yeah, but funny. Steal your neighbor's stuff, put it on eBay, and your neighbor's shopping. And he goes, "Hey, that looks familiar."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And,
Yeah.
oh, Michael's here. Hello, Michael.
Yeah, that happened to me years. I mean, right before the porch pirates thing got big, I remember because my shop actually sits on the next road on the back side of the property. And it got broke into, and that was right before I had I had a camera, but I only had one on the front of the house and one on the side. I didn't have none in the back because I figured, but now I got 9 of them back here. But yeah. But the funny thing is, the video camera on the side caught who it was, and I knew exactly one of them because he had a bandana on. But I can still tell who he was. And it was a kid that lived down the road.
Yeah.
And I remember when I got home, I went in there and watched I rewind and watched the video, and I was like, I know that son of a bitch. So I drove on down there, knocked on the door, and his dad comes to the door, and I said, we need to have a little discussion here. And he's like, oh, and I told him everything. I said, you got a DVD player? I handed him a disc. I said, put that in there and play it. He didn't even have it on 5 seconds. He was hollering upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we went to looking around the house, and his dad, told him, you better tell me where that is now. You think the beating's going to be bad now. You better tell me where his stuff is now. And we went back behind the shed, and they had it piled in a pile with a piece of plywood, leaned over it to cover it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never said thieves were smart, so.
Yeah. Well, he's like, well, it was my buddy's idea. And I'm like, okay, bro, first of all, you live in this neighborhood, okay? Everybody knows you. Come on.
Yeah.
They don't say don't do your homework in your own backyard.
Yep. Exactly. Well, some of them just aren't smart enough to know that.
Oh. And I tried to be nice as I could because at the time I think he was 18. All I had to do was call the cops, and it'd been done and over with. Yeah.
Yep.
But I let his dad handle it. His dad, just to give you a hint, his dad's a drill sergeant for the United States Army. Okay, so yeah.
Yep. Now they had here about a year and a half ago or so. They had there was 3 guys breaking into a house. Well, the son of the guy that lived there was there.
Yeah.
And had an AR-15.
Mm-hmm.
And killed 2 of them and wounded the other one. And then they had an older lady. They were all just under 20 or somewhere in there. Teenagers. Yeah. And she drove off. And they found, they figured out who it was, and they found her and charged her with accessory murder. Didn't charge the kid that shot him.
Yeah.
They charged her for it because, she was that and delinquency stuff and all that mess. But,
yeah.
It's just that people just got no brains. Got no brains at all. But anyway, well, it looks like we're about to the end of the hour. It actually ended up going pretty fast. I was not feeling optimistic this morning when I got up and Steve told me he wasn't going to be on here. Yeah. But we'll blame it on Heath and call it good.
Yeah. Blame Heath. I always blame Heath.
Yeah, we always blame Heath.
Well, Lee, thanks for coming on.
It's okay. It was a pleasure to come on.
Anthony and Jason was on earlier. Yeah.
It's a pleasure to come on.
Thanks for coming on and helping carry the conversation because
I'm
not real good by myself.
No. That's why I tell people, they said, why do you never do that one-on-one, where you're usually talking just to the chat? And I said, that'd be about the boringest 5 minutes you ever spent. Because I feel goofy because I was like, hey, that's like mental there talking to you sitting here.
Yeah, even when I do a live stream and I'm working on something, there's still periods where I'm not talking about it because I'm trying to concentrate on
I'm the
what I'm
same
doing.
way. When I get concentrated on something, I even forget the camera's on.
And that can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be dangerous.
Yeah, especially when you have one of them readjustment moments.
Yeah, exactly.
Your phone rings and your friend's going, hey, dude, you're still on camera, right? You might want to remove your hand.
Yeah. Well, everybody, have a good week, and hopefully we'll be back to more of a regular show next week. Allie's going to be out for several weeks, so but hopefully we'll get Steve back.
Yeah.
And we'll see his new puppy. So,
Yeah.
anyways, guys, Anthony, Lee, thanks for coming
Later.
on.
It's okay.
No problem, man.
Pleasure
Y'all
to
have a good
come
one
up
now.
on it, Claude. Much appreciated.
You're
Yeah.
well welcome.
Later, y'all.
Bye,
Later,
guys.
all.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you for having me. Take it easy.